gotta believe.
Hello everybody out there, how's everybody doing today? She's another beautiful day here in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. For us, this is beautiful. I think she's only about -8, not a cloud in the sky, and no wind. And the no wind is the big bonus. Makes it beautiful for out here walking the dog rider. He loves coming out here every day hunting those squirrels. He lets me know it's time to get out here and do some squirrel hunting. Gives me some exercise, and I get to talk to everybody out there in YouTube land. Well, first off, I'd like to thank everybody that hit that subscribe button on the last couple of videos. Had an unbelievable amount of views compared to my other videos, and really appreciate it. A lot more fans from different clubs, and I really like seeing that. I think it was all due to such a good Grey Cup game. You know, it really helped the CFL, helped my channel out, and I think we got some more fans in the CFL, and I got a few more subscribers on my channel. Each and every one of you are very much appreciated, and especially all the comments that I get to read. I try to reply to all my comments. A lot of knowledgeable fans out there in the CFL. There's always something happening in this league, that's for sure. What I want to talk about today is about the coaching situation in the Saskatchewan Roughriders. The only good thing about that is we're the only club looking for a coach, so should make things a little easier. No competition on the coaching standpoint, head coaches anyway, but it's time to get that position filled as soon as possible, as far as I'm concerned. Some people say no rush, but there is. It's free agency. You have to have everybody you want signed before February 13th. I believe that's a date where other teams can talk to your players. I think there's a rule in there that you can talk to them a few weeks before, but I'm sure they talked to them earlier than that. I don't know why. What's the difference to me? But I really think you got to get a coach lined up as soon as possible. You know, there's a lot of choices out there. Some people saying, oh, you got to have a offensive minded head coach, you got to have a defensive minded head coach. To me, I think you need a head coach that can all facets of the game. If you put it this way, if you're a defensive specialist, you have to know what the offense is doing, and vice versa. So it all relates one to the other. You know, like if you're a really good offensive coordinator, it means you're reading the opposition's defense really well. You know, I think your biggest asset for a coach in Saskatchewan is one that could put up with the media and the fans. You have to be able to deal with that. I mean, more so with the Riders, I think, than any other damn team. It's sad, but it's true. And plus, when you're interviewing a head coach, who is he going to be bringing in for his assistant coaches? This is really important. And you need a guy that's not afraid to watch the film and say, not like Dickie, oh, we'll watch the film and we'll get better. You gotta watch the film and see which guy's gonna be riding the pine next week. You know, you can't be constantly giving these guys a free pass. And that's what Dickinson seemed to do. Need a guy that can take control of the room and be you're the number one guy. You listen to me, it's my way or the highway. And compromise in the right situations, but don't be afraid to sit a guy down. And to be able to, you know, it's a art to be able to be buddy. You know, if the guy, you like the guy and you're buddy, it's fine. But there's a time to be strict. Now, right from day one, I didn't like the way Dickinson even run camp. As far as who I'd like to be the next head coach, like, I always tend to go for a defensive specialist, but as I said, you got to be an all-around, know everything, and hire guys that know everything, because you got to have a coaching staff that can sit down and make a game plan all together. Everybody puts in their 2 cents and you come up with a game plan, and that includes halftime adjustments, and very important. We just didn't seem to have any halftime improvements, you know, the last 2 seasons. This is O'Day's last kick at the cat. He'll have a hard time getting a job after if he blows this chance he's getting now. 3-year deal. Everybody wants to chase Reynolds and him out of town, but who do you get? You're in the same boat again. Now, I'm willing to give him a chance, and the fans, they'll vote with their pocketbook with Reynolds. Reynolds will come and go to how the bottom line is with the Saskatchewan Roughriders, period. If the stands are empty, board of directors, even if they're buddies or what, they know that there has to be something done. There has to be an adjustment. He'll be gone. That'll decide that. It's the bottom line for the general, for your president. You need a general manager that knows who the hell to get in, and get some players that can play and fit into the system. You know, money-wise, you have to fit them in money-wise and how talented they are. And then it's up to this new coach to get a coaching staff to rally and put a good team together. And team is a big word there. You got to make a good team and get the right attitude. I just don't think we had it. We just lose it so fast, and I don't even know if we really ever got it with Dickinson. As far as who I'd pick, there's a lot of people out there. That's a good thing of nobody looking for a coach. You got your pick of who you want to get and who's possible to get. That's O'Day's job, and Reynolds and the board if they want to sit in there and keep their asses in their seats. You know, this is a big choice, picking a coach for the next season. Well, there's a lot of people out there. I don't know, I couldn't even name them all, but like this Corey Mace, he's been with T.O., younger guy. He actually almost got the job with Ottawa until they picked Dice instead of him. He's a possibility. He's was a defensive guy at the last job. And then there's Jordan Masemic. He was an offensive guy with the BC Lions, and he had a lot to do with Rourke doing pretty good. He was when he started doing it when Rourke was there. And who else? Scott Milanovich, of course. That's another recycle. And I've stated before, I don't know about recycling coaches. You know, you just take your chance with a recycle. And well, less chance. Maybe that's O'Day's way. It's less chance of a terrible outcome with him, but because he's been there, won a few Grey Cups. And actually he turned Hamilton around this year. They were looking like they weren't even going to make the playoffs, and they brought him in there, and he seemed to straighten out the ship for Hamilton, which is a good sign for hiring him. But and then there's Buck Pierce. He was Winnipeg. He's been their offensive coordinator. One thing about he was a quarterback, and you know, he was a tough-nosed, hard-playing guy, and I just don't know what his attitude is about being a head coach. I had one of my followers tell me that he wouldn't be interested because of family matters and etc. But you know, money talks, and moving up to be a head coach talks a lot more than some things. Hi. How's it? Oh, stay down, Ryder. Come on. Have a good day. I suppose of all of them, Pierce fits into my kind of criteria, is that he's never been a head coach. He's a bit of a recycle, but he's only held a few jobs, different positions, and he really did do pretty good for Winnipeg. They had a fairly good offense all the time. But like I said, head coach has to have all phases of the game mastered, basically, and hire guys to help you specialize. But it'll be up to O'Day. I'm not sitting in that room on those interviews. There's some questions I definitely ask, and I said it. Who can you get? It's not who you want, it's who you can get in here as assistant coaches. Are you going to keep Shivers? You know, are you going to keep any of the existing guys that we have had around? You know, a lot of those questions have to be asked. I got no, unless you're sitting in there and hear his attitude and what his goals are and how he'll achieve them. It's impossible to pick a winner or a loser, as long as us Rider fans aren't the losers. Again, Riders fans can't afford another losing season. Now, it's important even to get a really good start, because if you get a good start, you can get a lot of fan interest right away. But if you start going backwards, you know, those seats will empty awful fast. And with free agency coming along in this day and age with the CFL, where players go around like it's a three-ring circus, and can't sign them for a long time. The only players advantages they have is now they can sign their last year. They can get guaranteed the last, I think, up to 50% of their salary, which can sort of extend a contract. But every team has multitudes of players that are all on the free agency list, and the sooner you can get looking at the different combinations of what your team's going to look like next season, yeah, the better. And that's why we need a coach as soon as possible. You know, there's so many good players out there that are up for free agency. My main concern be the O&D line. I don't care about anything else. Those are my main guys. Got to find top guys in those positions. There's so, like I said, so many. Oliveira, he's a free agent, but he'd cost you a lot, but I really think he'll get a good shot down in the NFL. He's exactly what they look for. His running style is he never stops pumping his feet, and he's not afraid to take anybody on head on. Like, that was the best hit in the Grey Cup when Oliveira ran into that Ugla, or whatever his name is, from Montreal. Big boy. He got the best of Oliveira. Just outright flattened him. But Oliveira just popped right back up and got back in the huddle. He's got the attributes, I think, that he'll get a contract down in the NFL. And that's a part and parcel of why you got to have this coach. Find out what these guys are looking for and where they're headed and what kind of shape they are in. Everything has to be considered. The next video I'll probably go over our list and maybe some of the other teams' lists. Like Winnipeg, they're really hurting. They got a ton on there. I think most of their offensive line. Like I said, I'll go over what I can find on the free agency when it gets closer to the time. We signed a couple, but they're basically nobodies. Anybody could have got for cheap. And I don't know, but they signed Lenny. That's one of them. And I thought he would be our short yardage guy, you know, and a Canadian. I thought he'd be so valuable, but he's having so much trouble staying healthy. I guess you can hope that he can stay healthy, but like I said, I'll get back to you on that front here. Probably my next video is who we got to sign and who we don't have to sign. I gotta be careful right here. It's really steep. Doesn't look it on the camera, but it is. I wiped out here once before already. But anyway, I'll get back to you after that. I get the list of all the free agents who we got to sign here and who we do have signed. We have a few players signed, like Harris. He's due his bonus even. You know, that's a trick with the CFL. You know, let the guy go before the bonus. But anyway, thanks again, everybody. You don't understand how much I appreciate everybody that hits the subscribe button. Hit the like button. It's up to you. Like or dislike. I can take the dislikes as much as the likes. I can understand why people want to sit and listen to me rack on about crap in the CFL and everything else. And a lot of people, they click right off the video anyway. See this old timer talking. But I appreciate everybody that does stay with me. And I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks, everybody, and enjoy your day. Go Riders, go.